Hi guys and welcome to the Fantasy Football Daily. I'm Joe, Dave and John aren't here. They've both got the poo spreading through our office like wildfire. So Patrick, Football Day's very own, joins me.
Thanks very much. I did in the previous take just not being a diva, but you said you forgot to introduce me or I won't do it.
Oh, I know, yeah. You may as well walk out now.
So anyway, yeah, I'm also across the Football Daily and it's fantastic to be here. I'm a real fantasy football addict.
Yeah, liar. Right, let's kick this off. Right guys, my first pick, starting off with a goalkeeper, is going to be Joe Hart. He looks fantastic this season. He's in front of a fairly shaky defence over the last few weeks, but over the course of the season looks good. He looks better when company's in there especially.
Saved the penalty in the midweek.
Saved the penalty against Mönchengladbach to keep him in the game. Thank God for you, Joe Hart, because the English teams are struggling.
Well, for my goalkeeper, I'm choosing Aurelio Gomez.
Aurelio Gomez back in our lives. Back in our lives.
So get rid of any images of him wincing in a Spurs shirt.
Dodgy between his legs.
Or flapping around in the European Cup.
Flapping around.
Because he's just kept 3 clean sheets in a row. So, and he's also playing Bournemouth, who also have Callum Wilson out injured, so they're not going to score many anytime soon, I think. So Aurelio Gomez, believe it or not, is going to be my goalkeeper.
Missing Callum Wilson as well, I think, is a really big one with that ACL or that gutting for him. I feel really sad for him. But Aurelio Gomez, Watford looks solid as well. I've had Craigie Cathcart in my team for the last few weeks.
You did, yeah. It wasn't such a great pick last
season. It wasn't such a great pick. 2 wasted weeks, boys. I'm not going to lie.
If you're fishing around for bargains, you've hit upon hard times in the fantasy world.
You have, yeah.
Look at Aurelio Gomez.
It's a good shout. It's a very good shout.
Right, defender time, and I'm going to be going for Aaron Cresswell, the West Ham defender. So again, banish any memories of him passing it to Bournemouth in Upton Park. I think he's basically
not the best game for him.
Yeah, I think he's got his house in order. I think he
does look good. He looks much more solid, and West Ham typically seem to be a lot better on the road.
So it's more of an insult to Sunderland than it is a compliment to Cresswell, because they've only scored 6 goals this season, and I can't see them putting too many past West Ham. So I think looking for a shrewd purchase this week, I think Aaron Cresswell could be the man.
My defender guy is going to be the big man, the big Belgian, playing alongside Jan Vertonghen, Toby Alderweireld. 3 clean sheets in his last 4 matches. Swansea have actually gone off the board a little bit. Gary Meese and Ayew not finding that connection that they had a few weeks ago, and I think he's the man. He's a man to maybe score you a goal as well. I think against the City, didn't they? I
think so. Yeah, I think that's not a bad buy. How do you think he'd be sort of? Some of the systems might have got wise to him. Like, it might be quite expensive now. Is he still?
I think he's not too badly priced. He's not too badly priced, because you'll be seeing a lot of the top level defenders, the Man Cities and the Arsenal defenders, shooting up in price. So apologies to the Spurs fans at home, but you can probably still get him sort of mid-range.
Still time to make a saving.
Still time to make always time to make a saving from Tomlinson's bargain tips. So next, guys, my midfielder is going to be Jimmy Moz, James Morrison. I think he's a top player. Jimmy Moz, Jimmy the Mosquito. What am I talking about? Jimmy Moz. James Morrison is going to be my midfielder. I think he's a seriously talented lad. West Brom have started quite well. He's keeping clean sheets. He did the business against Chelsea with a couple of goals.
He scored 2. Was it the backward header? That?
So technically 2 and 3.
Was he did? That's what he did though. Didn't he? He flicked it back.
Flick it on, yeah. And 2 in his last 3. And I
missed
think,
a penalty
I think
though,
didn't he? He did miss a penalty, but give him a chance. Not many British players are good at taking pens.
If you can't beat Chelsea at the moment, then it's seriously
there is something seriously wrong. But James Morrison, he might get you a few picks. He's going to be very cheap. West Brom keep a lot of clean sheets, and he's a good option for a goal from midfield, I think.
Fair dues. My midfield pick is Mr. Ross Barkley with a Merseyside derby coming up. It's a grudge match. It's a grudge match. It's a massive derby. They call it the friendly derby, don't they, up there?
They do. I think that's what it is. It's very compassionate. That's the whole thing. There's a lot of love and care and attention around the game. So
he scored 2 in his last 3 games, and Liverpool struggling as well.
Liverpool do look terrible.
They've only got 1 win in 5 games. So I would say
they look a bit dodgy. And you always think from a Merseyside derby, don't you? See a cracker, and if there's a man score a cracker, it's Ross.
I think there's definitely goals in this game.
Yeah, definitely.
And
goals.
I think, and if I had to choose one, it's got to be Ross Barkley.
Ross Barkley. He might get you assists with big Romelu Lukaku up front.
That's right. So I think I'd either go with Lukaku or Barkley, just for the fact of the assist that you just said.
Yeah, and he'd be cheaper as well.
He'd also be making a saving. So Ross Barkley it is. I just did the last one, didn't I?
You did the last one. I'll go first.
So then I go first, then didn't I? In the last.
It's all going wrong here. Right, my striking pick is going to be Anthony Martial. Really top player.
Hard to argue against, isn't he?
Hard to argue. I know it's a hard fixture against the Gunners at the Emirates, But it's a Gunners without Koscielny, and I think that weakens their defence significantly. They're coming off the back of an awful loss at home to Olympiacos.
I think he'll get a bit of space to run at them as well.
He will. Yeah. I think he's going to cause Mertesacker some real problems with his pace and ability to turn on the ball. And I think that front three, the M&M combination of Mata, M&M,
yes,
the like the MNS that MSN.
Yeah, but this is the new one.
My abbreviations are going to shit. Marshall, Mata and Memphis, they're going to cause them some real problems. A lot of creative players in there, and I think there's nice little tie-in, segue. But I think that's a really good chance to create well. And
do you think you're jumping on the bandwagon a bit with Marshall?
Of course I'm jumping on the bandwagon.
Well,
that's how you win fantasy, isn't it? Bandwagon jumping is 80% of the fantasy.
It's a bandwagon economy, and I suggest you all jump on the bandwagon too at home with Anthony Marshall. I've categorically agreed with you.
Categorically.
Right,
there's been his tips. There's no point even listening to this, is there? Because you may as well have Martial.
So things are looking a bit tight on your fantasy budget. Then I would go for Jamie Vardy over Anthony Martial, who scored 3 goals in the last 5. He scored against Aston Villa, did he not? Is that right?
Yeah, he did. Would you take him over Riyad Mahrez? Would you? That's the team. I think Mahrez is a better pick.
Either way, you've got a Leicester hitman in your team.
So he's already buckling. One statement buckles on his entire pick.
Any sort of
Why
scrutiny.
trust anything that comes out of this man's mouth?
Well, hang on a minute. I just think Jamie Vardy has scored 3 goals in 5 games, and the figures don't lie.
The figures don't lie.
He's due another, surely.
And
he's a bit cheaper than Anthony Marshall. Don't do all your friends of picking Anthony Marshall. Pick Jamie Vardy. Do you know what I mean? Give a dog a home this Christmas.
Give a dog a home. Jamie Vardy. Not calling you a dog back there, Bards. Don't worry. England.
Remember, he's for the whole season, not just for Christmas. So I've got written down on my sheet, it's like, this is the research that goes into Fantasy Football Daily. Sergio Aguero due a goal. And a big performance. We asked for research and that's what we get. Pure speculation. But, you know, who can argue he is due a goal?
He is due a goal.
I would say, even though it's, I mean, he's probably been more mentally fragile than he has physically fragile from that challenge he had at Crystal Palace.
I agree.
But I think to be fair to whoever wrote that, I think he is. It's only a matter of time till he starts scoring again. And he would be my bet for Premier League top scorer. State if he stays
still.
Yeah,
Bennett. Yeah. Well,
he's gonna. I think he's gonna get the. I think with Manchester United, the goals will be divided between a lot of players.
They will.
Whereas a lot of Man City goals will go through Sergio Aguero.
I think when he scores one, you might end up seeing a hat-trick come in. It could be this weekend. True. Again, home to Newcastle as well. We've got a bit of a buckler of a defence.
So, do you agree with my pick of Aguero? Put your money where your mouth is, because he don't come cheap. But
he doesn't come cheap.
He's the closest you'll get to a reliable captain getting points on the board.
I think so this week against Newcastle.
It's Newcastle, yeah.
Guaranteed to get you points. Right, so this is...
okay, we need to say, whoever's in the research is some sort of mild discipline, because this just isn't good enough.
My tip this week, as my captain, is going to be Riyad Mahrez. As we say, jumping on the bandwagon.
This would be an insanely insightful tip about 4 weeks ago. It's just, I think he's a good bet. I just think that in this Riyad Mahrez or Aguero, I think you've got to put your money where your mouth is this week.
Yeah, I think Mahrez is a good pick. I think it's about time as well. If you haven't got Mahrez, then to be honest, this is probably the week where he just stales away.
Yeah,
I mean, it's likely.
He's got form.
I have got form.
And if he's got anything to do with it, Mahrez won't have form.
Yeah. All right, God, leave it out. God almighty, this man is taking me apart this week. Right, guys, so that's mine and Patrick's tips. Thank you very much for Patrick for joining me.
Thank you very much for letting me be here. I really enjoyed it.
No worries at all. Quick shout out to Ali Maria yet again, 2 weeks in a row. Must have taken my tips on board, probably. Probably not.
That kid can play fantasy football.
He really can play fantasy
Congratulations. It only gets tougher at the top, but you know, make sure you get some sunshine and stuff.
Get out there before Christmas when everybody starts taking away. You're in for a good run.
Make sure you get out and play with your friends as well.
Yeah, don't just sit behind your computer. Right, anyway, thanks very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to click subscribe and comment who your tips at home are going to be.
People at the top of the league, do you know what I mean? It almost removes the incentive of doing it. Like, yeah, we'll give you a mention, but we're going to
give you a mention.
No, listen, well done, mate. Really proud of you.
Well done. So yeah, don't forget to comment below who your picks are going to be at home and click subscribe.